Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm here again for this week's data dump. So this is like what, March, so the last full week of March of 2021. Can you believe that? Like, we're already getting through, and happy spring, because we just had spring we just got into spring on Saturday. So, but anyway, I know I'm in a different setup today. My setup is, I'm actually in my home studio today because I couldn't make it to the office. And if I was to do it on my phone, you get that annoying feedback, and I'm so sorry. So I'm actually going to do these from my home studio now. So if you like that, please hit up a like, and also, if there's anything or you can check my YouTube channel as well. I also have an active YouTube channel where I post videos every week of what's it like to live in Philadelphia. I'm in the Philadelphia area, as you may know. I normally do these weekly market updates on Facebook Live. But since I'm doing this on my camera, on my camera, I'm just going to just videotape it. But regardless, so for today's video, we had saw this week from last week. We have saw 390 new listings this week that came up on the market in Philadelphia, and 75 homes that came back on the market. So they may have just, so again, if you've been aware of my content and you've been following along, sometimes some homes don't always sell right then and there. So, you know, once they get under contract, they do come back on the market, because, or regardless if that has something to do with a contract, or another possible thing is that they left the market, they had temporarily took their home off the market. The seller may have decided to take their home off the market to get some things done, and couldn't, or just wanted to take a break from the market and then put it back on the market. But, you know, in this case, in today's market, our market is so hot right now that people are just putting offers in. Like, your home could get sold in like a matter of a few days with it, or even a few hours in some cases. So moving on, we have 235 price decreases in Philadelphia. So some homes they had listed, they were listed on the market, and they decided to improve their price by doing a price reduction, or just repositioning themselves on the market to better compete in the market and to go towards the market conditions. We saw 77 price increases. So some homes, just as much, like, since we have a lot of homes that do have price decreases, we do have some homes that do increase their prices due to the demand. We also have 268 active homes that went under contract. So they have some contingencies that that the buyer needs to fulfill before they put that home from active into pending. But because it's active under contract, you can still go see the homes. Just because it's active under contract doesn't mean that that house is not still up for grabs. You could still go take a look at the house. You could go, if you're interested in it. You can also place an offer, and your offer could be considered as a backup offer. If you know, but always remember that if it's an active under contract, that means that there is already a contract in place with another buyer, that the seller had signed with another buyer. And we have 436 homes that went into pending status. That means that they are on track to get to settlement. And always just as a reminder as well, sometimes pendings do fall through. So, you know, their house is not 100% sold until you close at the table. And that brings me, and speaking of closings, we have 357 new closings from last week. So congratulations to those sellers and buyers who successfully went through the home selling and home buying process. Okay, so here we are going into our median list price. well, as I reported in the past few weeks, we were at 299, like right under 300,000. Now we're above 300,000 at 305, 305,000 as your as the median list price. So that's all for Philadelphia County. Price per square foot is $2,039. No, not 2,000. I'm so used to saying thousands now, but it's $239 for price per square foot, and with days on market at 21. So that's the I guess median or average days on market is 21. Yes, you can still buy a house, but now some people are just having their homes on longer, so it's not so much that they're not having them longer, they're just giving buyers more opportunity to place their offers in, and that also helps the seller be able to pick the best offer for them. Because remember, it doesn't always come down to price, and it doesn't always come down to purchase price. It also comes down to, in a way, to get your offer accepted, could be for not only for purchase price, could be also terms for when you're able to settle. Because sometimes, depending on the sellers are different. They may want, a longer settlement because they need to find a house themselves to buy, and they can't buy right, and just as much as you're competing for that house, they're going to be competing for other houses as well, with the masses as well. So always find out, get as much information as you can as to what the terms that the seller is looking for, to make it easier for the seller. And I'll also include some tips towards the end of the video as well. So going to market segments. In this segment, I'm breaking down each price point. So starting at 678,000 as the median price, with 2,258 square feet. With 3 beds, 3 baths, average age is 15 years old. We saw 85 new homes came on the market, with the market absorbing 95 of those, with a negative 10 inventory, with a days on market at 28. So I know I said 21, so let's just, but this, but now the numbers have changed, so it's 28 average days on market. 379,000 as the median price, and the next price point is 1,293 square feet. 3 bed, 2 bath, average age 96. We saw 103 homes came new to the market from last week into and the market absorbed 88 of those, with a difference of 15. So 15 homes are still on the market for the taking in this price, around this price range. For 250,000, that's the next price point, which is 1,106 average square foot. 3 beds, 1 bath, 96. The house of the home is age 96. So we have 93 homes that came new on the market, and the market absorbed 85. No, it's 93 new homes, and the market absorbed 85, leaving a total of 8 homes available for sale for this week. So there's a little bit of inventory there, not a lot, not still, we still have low inventory, but there's still some homes coming off from last week into this week. So coming in at and the last price point is 144,950 with 1,061 square foot bed, 3 bed, 1 bath home with an average age of 96. We have 85 new homes came on the market, with the market absorbing 84. So that leaves a grand total of 1 house that did not get sold last week, or at least didn't get under contract. So regardless, you can still go out there and still purchase a home. So keep trying there. And here's some tips that I'm going to provide as to what you can do to help you win the bid. So I mentioned earlier that you may want to get your listing agent, or not your listing agent, but your buyer's agent, whoever you're working with, to communicate with the other agent to find out what exactly is the seller looking for in an offer, and even to find out as to what does it take to get this done. So if you've been out there trying to find something and it's just not working out, you're losing, and not the right and it just seems like you just can't get something, just have your agent make a phone call. And I know this is easier said than done, because right now a lot of people are busy. So, and sometimes like with your agent, they do most, it's like, or at least your agent, I'm pretty sure your agent is working proactively for you as a buyer to find something and to make sure that they can get as much information extracted from the listing agent as possible. And some of that stuff is asking, what is the seller looking for in an offer? Do they need time to find something that basic stuff you can use to help you find craft your deal. Another tip is also to not only be flexible on settlement date. Like I said before, I didn't really say it before specifically, but I'm saying it now. So be flexible on your settlement date. Just find out exactly what the seller is looking for in their offer. If they need more time to find something, you can either extend settlement, or you can provide a lease back option where it is that the seller, you guys settle on time on an earlier date, but you give the seller like an extra 30 or 60 days to find something, and then they just pay you rent back for those months that they're still in the house until they vacate. So you can do that as an option if you're able to. You can even also, to make your offer more favorable, you can increase your deposits. You can increase to one lump sum and put as much money down as you feel comfortable to put down on that house at that time, just to make your offer enticing, because then it's like it shows that you have more skin in the game. And besides, anyway, your deposit's all going towards your down payment anyway, so why not just offer a little bit more than a lower amount, such as like $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever. However you've been normally putting your deposits down. Another tip, and tip number 3, is to offer to pay the seller's side of the transfer tax. So in real estate, we know that everybody got to get a piece of the pie. So if you're doing a major transaction, Uncle Sam got to get a piece of it. Your city municipal got to get a piece of it. Like taxes, you still got to pay taxes on this. And also state too as well, but regardless. But anyway, you still have to pay taxes and that is a part of your closing costs. So work with your agent to determine if you're comfortable to offer the seller to pay either a portion or their side of the transfer tax, and you just take over the whole transfer tax. And that way it just shows that, okay, that nets the seller a little bit more money, because they're not dishing out a portion of their, cutting a piece of their proceeds to pay for transfer tax. You can offer that, or you can also do UNO. You can offer to pay, and UNO is use and occupancy. That's for individual local municipalities. Everyone has one where they check the sidewalks. They may go inside the house to make sure there's smoke detectors and that the house is safe. Make sure that the house is okay to be transferred over to the new buyer. So you can offer to pay for the transfer tax, or negotiate with the seller to see if there's something that may come up. Just negotiate that. But again, it comes down to whether or not, as you as a buyer, if you're willing to take those costs on. And also make sure you do your due diligence as well, making sure that the house that you're going to put an offer in, that they may not have any violations on UNO, or like the UNO is like not that expensive. But yes, you may just decide you want to do that. And tip number 4, and this will be my last tip of the day, is to, and I have to remember I'm just going off of memory here. So my tip number 4 would be to is really to just make sure that, oh yeah, inspections. Here we go. Yes, inspections, and I'm sorry about that, but inspections, tighten up your inspection period so that your inspection period, like normally in Pennsylvania, it's by default it's 10 days. You may just want to bring that down to possibly 5 or 7 if you can. But yes, you may just want to, if you really are dead set in having an inspection, and yes, I do highly recommend that you have a home inspection on any property that you purchase, unless you have somebody that you're knowledgeable in construction, or you have connections with folks that do work in construction and rehab, and you can see that, okay, it may not cost me this much to do this, and I don't mind taking that work on. Of course, at the end of the day, what would kind of help is to waive your inspection contingencies, and buy the house as is. And of course, everybody would love that if they're a seller, but as a buyer, you want to make sure you're getting a good product. So when I say make sure you tighten up your inspection contingency, I say instead of taking 10 or 15 days to do your inspection period, do about 5 to 7 days. Just cut it down by a few days, just so that you can go in and get your inspection done. You just need to take a day to go in and have your inspection done. Or when you go in, or another caveat, and this is also a bonus tip, is to, if you have a connection with a home inspector, and they don't mind, and you have a buddy that's a home inspector, just bring them along, or a contractor, and just have them come along during the first showing to see, if, this is going to be a problem, this is going to cost me a lot of work, because in today's market, you need to move fast on getting an offer put in, make a decision fast, put an offer in, and, make your offer strong. So those are just some tips to help you on your journey to win the bid. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know I'm a day late. It's Wednesday, and I'm in my home studio today. But regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And before I go, if you can please do me a favor and please like this video. And also, if you know anybody that this can benefit, please share it. Share it around. I'm located in the Philadelphia area, so if you need an agent or you just have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. And I post weekly market updates every week on Tuesdays. Those are my days to post these up. And I also post on my YouTube channel you can just search my name as Victoria Mack. I guess it should be like your Philly living, but regardless, just search my name, Victoria Mack, and I do post videos every week on that channel. And it's about living in Philadelphia. And thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Have a great day.